Today is my grandson Noah's second birthday, and so with a good cup of tea in hand and a family recipe, I am going to make him a brownie cake. So the first thing I need to do is put 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, and a half teaspoon of vanilla, very carefully, into the bowl and cream that all together. There we go. And with the vanilla in there, it already smells good. I'm now going to add 1/2 cup of margarine. This could be fun. Let us see. Smoosh, 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 smoosh. Okay, and we're going to get this mixed in really well as well. With this well creamed together, we're going to put this over to the side and move on to our dry ingredients. Alright, so here we're going to have 1/2 cup of flour, and to that we are going to add 1/3 of a cup of cocoa. We're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I'm going to measure over the sink, so if I get too much, it won't make a mess of my recipe. So there is my 1/4 teaspoon of table salt in there. And we also need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Mine's here in this nice little bag, which is great because I can just level it off on the inside of the bag with my finger. How smart is that, eh? And we'll add that in there and close up the bag for safety. And I like to mix these together using a fork. It gets them all down, and then I can get right down into the bottom and mix it all around. And then it ends up like I have much cocoa going on, which is a good thing because this is going to be brownies, chocolate colored brownies, not white colored from the flour. The other nice thing about this is that as I go along, I can see down underneath whether or not it's all mixed in. I can check all the way around, so that'll be a good thing. Okay, so with all my dry ingredients well sifted here, and before my spoon does a complete deep six, we will pour this in here and we will get this all mixed in really well. Oh my goodness. If you like chocolate, you will love this recipe. And if you know Steve's Aunt Iris, then you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Hi, Aunt Iris. Just make sure that in as much as possible, you get everything brought in from the sides. Just that it's all well mixed in here. And I already have the oven preheating now to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Everybody says do it at the very start of your recipe, but I tend to take a little longer, so when I get to this point, then I know that it's probably time to start preheating my oven. Well, it depends how fast your oven heats up. Alright, let's get this into the greased baking pan. Okay, so I put margarine on a piece of wax paper, and I use that to rub it all around and up the sides and all over the bottom, so that's nice and well greased now. And then I'm going to pour my batter into here. I should have had James out here with me. This is heavy. The batter's heavy enough, but this is a big mixing bowl. Nice thing about this is that if you don't have a great big mixer or a hand mixer or anything like that, you don't need to worry about it. You just adapt. I've used a spoon and I've used a fork, and it has worked out just as well. It might take a little longer, but it works. Oh, that smells good. I am not going to eat the batter. Do not eat the batter, folks. Eating batter like this before it is baked is not a healthy idea. Leave it there for a moment, it's good and safe. And then I'm just gonna spread it out. I will not be licking the spoon when I'm done. Now, mind you, when I make the icing, that'll be a different story. There it is. This is a clean finger. It has not licked. It does have sunshine on it. Whee! There we are. I know, how horrible is this? No, welcome to my world. Birthday spankings. I won't do this to Noah. Side. See the brownie cake already? It's going into the preheated oven on the middle rack, 350 degrees, and it's going to go in there. Set my timer for 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm just going to set it on 25, and I'm going to keep an eye on it because that's what you do when you're not sure about a recipe. Okay, see you in a little bit. It's sprinkling on my head, but as the brownies finish baking, oh my goodness, can you get any more perfect than this? A happy birthday rainbow for Noah, and I'm going to claim it for me because his birthday is today and mine is tomorrow. Thanks, God. How awesome is that? Okay, so I actually had to put them in for just a little longer, for 30 minutes. So we're not quite done. Now we're going to take them out and test it out. Use a toothpick. You can use a fork. I'm going to do that. Set it in the middle. There. Perfectly clean. These brownies are ready. So now all I have to do is let them cool a bit, and then we get to ice them. Okay, the day is wearing on and I've got to get some icing made so that we can get over to the birthday party. So in here right now, hopefully you can see in the shadow, I've already got 3 tablespoons of cocoa, and now I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of butter, margarine, kind of whatever you have on hand. And as you know from me baking, I generally have margarine on hand, so that works. 1 in there. 1 tablespoon is the same as 15 milliliters. So if that helps you in your conversions, that would mean you're going to want 45 milliliters of cocoa powder, and you're going to want 45 milliliters of margarine to start off your icing. You get that in there. If chocolate brownies weren't good enough, you add chocolate icing and oh baby, is it going to be good? If nobody else likes it, I have a feeling that his mom Sheramie and I are going to very much enjoy this. Alright, so to this we need to add some hot water. So we're actually going to add 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of warm water. There we are. So let's get all that. Okay, so if you stop there, number 1, you will get a massive chocolate rush. And number 2, you won't really have very much icing. But you see, you're missing one of the main ingredients, and that would be the icing sugar. You need 1.5 cups of icing sugar. And you're just going to put this in gradually. Okay? A little bit at a time, so that you can stir it around and smooth it out. The margarine will be melting in here, so that'll help things out. Now you can see better with my icing sugar what's happening in there. Just keep mixing as we go. Doesn't be perfect quite yet, because I'm not done yet. Okay. As it smooths and gets disappeared, you add a little more. So Now I'll add the rest of my icing sugar. And I'll get this all mixed in till it's all nice and smooth. Now as you go along, if you discover that it's not smoothing out very well, you can add a touch, just a little bit at a time, of more warm water. But you don't want to add a lot, because then that's just gonna, you know, make a sloppy mess. And we're not making sloppy mess, we're making icing. As you can possibly see here, mine is getting just a little too thick. So I am going to add the teeniest little bit. And I might not even add the entire teaspoon, because I don't want to make a mess. And a little bit can go a very, very long way. Oh, these will be so good! We'll have a chocolate rush and then try to send them to bed. See, I make a good grandma, don't I? So, now we've got a lot of icing going on. And I'll just make sure this is well mixed. I want to give you another vantage point so you can see how much we have here. There we go. So we got lots of icing going down past my bowl here. Lots of icing to go on our brownies. This should be really good. I don't know, do you think it's enough icing? Do you think I can get away with eating any? Okay, just so you know now, I am going to lick this spoon when I'm done. Hey, come back with that! With the icing you are able to rescue. Make sure that you get it right down into the corners, because they tend to not get quite as much as the middle, right? So smooth it on out. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's more icing. Okay, and because it's autumn here, I have decorated our cake with a few autumn leaves, and I will be putting the little happy birthday sign on it when we get to the house, because I want to cover this up and not make a mess. Okay, go for it. Ready? Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Noah. Happy birthday to you. Toss off and many more.
Blow, you go.
Can you do it?
Blow it, Noah.
We'll all blow it together. Here we go.
Noah, watch.
Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay.
There we go.
Woo! Wonderful. See? 1, 2. Just for you. Now I can see what you're up to.
Oh, jeez. There you go.
Oh,
I'm on your side, James.
For once.